Hi, I'm Jeremy Hobbs, Director of Colgay Pride here in Columbus, Georgia. This is round two of our Hooch discrimination testimonies. Yesterday, we was notified by another patron out in Columbus, Georgia. Her name is Jessica. Now, we help people that are LGBTQ, but you will always see a lot of stuff on our ads and whatever, and our allies, people that stand with us, people that are there with us along the way. We wouldn't be anywhere today without our allies, by no means. And today I'm going to talk to a sister, a young lady, and she's going to tell us about what's been taking place at the Hooch through the bouncers, what she's had, or the ordeal she's had to endure. We're going to start first with what took place in the back. You can tell us about the group chat. Oh, Jessica, introduce yourself and go ahead and I'll ask you questions along the way.
Yeah, so I'm Jessica. I have lived in the area for about 4 years, and for the last 2 years, I've been a regular at the Hooch. I go there with my friends. Never really had issues up until about a year ago. I was, pertaining to the group chat, I was confronted by two of my friends who told me they were hanging out with two bouncers from the Hooch, John and Zach, and my friends informed me that they have a group chat, which contains Josh Dupree, Zach, and John. And at first, I thought it was just boys being boys, having a group chat, whatever. Didn't really faze me until my friend told me that they were taking pictures of me at the Hooch, at the bar, talking to men like I'm some animal in a zoo. And basically stating that, oh, look, she has another victim. She's on the prowl again. They would go up to men and telling men, inappropriate things about me that are not true to, I guess, get them to not be with me, I guess, or talk to me, which is not okay. It's nobody's business. First of all, I'm single. So for me to go to a bar to talk to men because I am single, that's my prerogative. That's why we're all there. Men go to the bar to go pick up women. Women go to the bar to pick up men. Do we bring them home? No, not all the time. But it's just a social gathering, and it doesn't matter. Either way, we're giving our money to this business to have a good time, to dance, to hang with our friends. We should not have to be dealing with discrimination, with slut shaming, with, anything like that. I shouldn't have to worry about somebody talking about me, behind my back, or bouncers, not protecting me, because that's what it comes down to, is that if I have bouncers taking pictures of me at the bar and, making a negative derogatory comments against me, if a man grabs my butt or touches me inappropriately and I go to a bouncer, how am I supposed to go to a bouncer to be like, hey, this man did this is not okay? They're not going to protect me, nor do I feel safe to go up to them and say something.
And this is the staff who is there that's supposed to protect people. We're sorry, the cat just hit the ring light. Sure. This is a staff that is here that is supposed to protect the women and protect the people that are at the bar, but instead they're taking pictures of her in public, calling her a whore, all these nasty names, slut shaming, misogynistic. It's just disgusting. If you are the staff of this business, and we are customers that come here to spend our money, and it's none of your business who she is dating or if she decides to go home with them or not. That's none of your even business. You work here. Do your job.
Right.
Why are you involved in the customer's business? It's just bizarre.
It's the same thing with Lexi. Why are the bouncers taking it upon themselves to go tell the men that she's talking to that she's trans? It's none of their business. It's Lexi's choice.
Right.
Very true. You mentioned something to me real quick before we even get to what took place last night. Talk a little bit more about the dress code, if you will.
So I have noticed that with the Hooch, that the bouncers up at the front, whether, I don't know if Stephanie is the one that enforces this or decides on the dress code, or they just basically, I feel like it changes every weekend. anytime we go, especially in the summer months, you know, we're wearing crop tops, we're wearing spaghetti straps. You know, one weekend I can wear one shirt, the next weekend I'm told that it's considered lingerie because it's too lacy, even though it's a shirt I bought at Forever 21. Right. You know, so it's not like I'm going to Victoria's Secret wearing lingerie to the Hooch. Right. You know, we're told that we can't show our backs. You know, if it's a crop top, yeah, you can't. I wore a shirt that I was completely covered here, but I had side boob. I was told that I was not allowed to wear that shirt because I was showing side boob, but I was like, okay, but I can wear a low V-neck shirt that has my cleavage coming out, but I can't wear something that shows my side boob, even though nothing's coming out. Right. It's very back and forth. And right. We're at a day and age now that honestly, as long as you know, your butt isn't hanging out or your boobs aren't hanging out or whatever is hanging out, you know, you should be able to wear what you want to wear. Right.
And the whole situation is, this is a nightclub. Why is there even a dress code to begin with? As a woman, you know, if we're working all during the week, we go to the bar to come out. When we go to the nightclub, that's our time to wear our skimpy outfits. Mm-hmm. You know, everyone knows when you go to the club, that's when you wear the skimpy outfits. What kind of nightclub has a dress code? To me, it just seems very misogynistic and very backwards. How are you going to sit here and tell women what they can and cannot wear as men? Right. Men who are the bouncers at the door telling women what they can and cannot wear. And this dress code is not enforced. You know, they pick and choose who's allowed to wear certain things. You know, she's also witnessed what I've witnessed where, you know, white women are allowed in with an extremely skimpy outfit. And then a Black woman who's wearing the same thing, they say that she's not allowed in. Or I feel like I've been targeted because I'm trans, because every single weekend I would go, they would tell me my outfit was too revealing and I had to come back. First of all, if I'm not naked and I'm wearing whatever outfit I want, I should be able to go to a nightclub. You're a nightclub. That's what we're here to do. You dress skimpy at a nightclub. It just doesn't make any sense. And it just...
There's a reason for a lot of dress codes. One, because certain things elevate violence. Only for certain shirts that have some sort of language on it or what have you.
Right.
Things that promote violence. These are the things that are supposed to be looking at. Now, there's also a dress code is also meant to protect people. You know, I guess because people can't handle themselves out in public, you know, oh my gosh, she looks too good, or I have to go touch her. You know, so many people, I apologize for the men or people out here that cannot control themselves. But at the same time, though, you have to have a concrete dress code. If you're going to have one, it's
right. Default. Right. It can't say that she can wear it, but she can. And, you know.
Or if I'm wearing a shirt, I have to go ask a bartender's permission if I'm allowed to wear it, who's not even a manager, who's not even, you have to go ask Tabitha if you can wear that shirt, right. You know, or whatever. Like,
and it's literally just, it takes the fun out of it. And as a woman, it makes you feel insecure and it makes you feel upset when these men are sitting here telling you what you can and cannot wear. And, you know, I have personally witnessed, I have an incident in my mind where this was during the summer months. Jessica was ahead of us. There was a Black woman behind us. She was literally wearing a jumpsuit where that showed some cleavage. They told her she wasn't allowed to come in because her outfit was too revealing. Yet, every single bartender had all of their cleavage out. It just seems like, you know, the way they enforce this dress code is...
If they're meant to do it to protect them, why are the women that work in there in it? Because they're needed protection as well. I mean, there's people, patrons come into contact every time. Just so much. All right. Wow. All right. You know, transphobia and these issues, every week, you say every week they wanted you to go back and change.
Yes. So
every weekend, it's completely different. I even asked the bouncer at the front door at the Hooch, I said, how are we supposed to know when your dress code changes or not? Like, you want to have a dress code, that's perfectly fine. That's you as a business you can do that. Yeah, but as customers, put it on your Facebook, put it on your Instagram. This is the dress code.
Do they have that posted anywhere when you come up?
No, the only thing that's posted outside the Hooch is that men cannot wear white t-shirts and you can't wear hoodies. Right, which, okay, that's fine. No, you know, it's constant for the men, but for the women, it changes every weekend. And when I asked the bouncer, how are we supposed to know as customers? Like, I was like, I'm not trying to start anything. I'm just asking a legitimate question. How am I supposed to know as a customer?
So let me guess. now Josh and his guys are no longer just tender police, they're also fashion police too.
Oh yeah. And he said, and the bouncer told me, well, you would come here and we'll tell you if you're allowed to wear your shirt or not. And if we don't like the shirt,
Right.
then you go home.
So then you have
change.
anxiety every time that I go to the bar.
Oh,
about
they're
what I
trying
can and
to
wear.
make
It
the
just takes
decision for
It just
you.
takes the fun out of it. And you know, it just goes back to show that, you know, they have a toxic white masculine culture, you know, all of the bouncers, every single incident that people, you know, the incident of discrimination, we have 12 of them now. They all point back to the bouncers. And you know, this shouldn't be going on. And it's just the fact that it's been going on for this long, it just doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous, right? And you know, about my situation, you know, I have going there for over a year because, you know, obviously I'm 22, I was 21 a year ago. So I've been going there for over a year and a half now. I never had any problems until a few months ago, you know, my trans identity must have been shared. It doesn't matter, you know, I'm proud of who I am. And I constantly post about being a trans woman all over the internet. So
it's your choice.
But it's my choice what to share. If I want to go to the bar and have drinks with a guy and not tell him I'm trans, that's my prerogative and my business. And it certainly should not be the business of the staff of the establishment. I understand, you know, if a customer, you know, a guy who's discriminatory, whatever comes up, but it's the staff of the business who are doing this, which is completely unacceptable. When you are telling guys that I am at the bar with that I'm trans, you are literally putting my life in danger.
And that was the biggest thing that me and Jeremy were going on yesterday is
they don't understand the repercussions of what they do.
They don't understand that your life can be in danger. You could go and leave the bar when the bar closes at 3. You could be leaving.
It's very serious.
Gentlemen, any person could be at a nearby store, a nearby, you know, they're just throwing some trash, and they could come to near your car, attack you, and leave you there, and nobody would be able to do anything. That is the biggest issue with this problem. That's the biggest problem.
I mean, thank God that Lexi
it's disgusting.
honestly, thank God that Lexi and I go to the bar together and we're always together when we go. So I'm there, but even me as a woman, what am I supposed to do? You know,
right.
What was she, if she was alone, what would she do?
Exactly.
She would be alone.
There would be nothing for her.
There would be nothing done.
Right.
Wow.
It'd be another statistic.
Now that's
right. And it just goes back. So, you know, that's how are the bouncers allowed to say they get away with, you know, they're telling cisgender women that cisgender women are whores and slut shaming them. And then, you know, disclosing trans women's identity. And then, you know, about the situation where I was assaulted by one of the guests at the Hooch and I needed help from one of the bouncers. And the bouncer told me that you should expect these things to happen because you come here every weekend and trick men. First of all, I'm a woman, trans women are women. My womanhood is just as valid as any other woman. I don't trick men. I'm a woman, so I'm attracted to me. How dare you tell me that? How dare you tell me that I should expect to be assaulted because I'm transgender? That's just disgusting. And in 2022, we cannot let them get away with this. They will not get away with it. And they're going to face consequences.
The problem right there, you said that one word, tricked. That's what.
Oh yeah, people come up to me and say, to talk to me about Lexi, and they'll be like, oh, she's tricking guys at the bar. I'm like, how is she tricking guys?
That's the danger one. That right there is the element of danger because they feel like their masculinity has been, oh man, I just wanted to go out with somebody who used to be a man. So they feel like, am I attracted to a man? What the hell's wrong with me? Oh my God, what's going on? So they're going to beat up on you to make themselves feel better about it. And it's a sick psychology when they should just not even worry about that issue. Nobody's tricking you. Nobody came out and says, hey, let's go have sex. Right? No, we're talking. We're having
these men are approaching me, Jeremy. I'm not going to the bar and approaching these men. They're approaching me.
I know. And they hate it too. I bet they do. I mean, I can see them over there. I mean, I ask this one real quick question. I know it's personal, whatever. Has any of them ever hit on you before any of this took place? Either one of you? The bouncers?
Yeah, several.
Have they hit on me?
Before they knew I was transgender, they used to always tell me that, you know, I had a nice shape and had nice posteriors before I was transgender.
And
so
that's where
also, you know, I don't want to, you know, obviously I'm not here to dox anybody, you know, because we're all part of the community, but I find it very interesting that 2 of the bouncers were also spotted on gay dating apps. So, you know, there also might be a reason that they're so offended. They're so offended by this because they're hiding something within themselves.
Or now, you know, you said, here's another point we come to too. They're also social media police. Tell us what happened last night, Jessica.
A friend of mine and we went down to the country bar that she just opened up, Broadway Saloon, and Zach was the bouncer at the front door, and I was going there like any other night that I would go out, and Zach looked at me and he goes, "You're not allowed in." And I looked at him and I said, "Why not? I haven't done anything." And he said, "Stephanie's not allowing you in because you shared Lexi's post regarding the incident, the assault on Facebook." And I said, "What does that have to do with me attending a bar and spending my money and going to listen to music?" And he said, "You have to take that up with Stephanie." And I said, "Okay, well, Stephanie's upstairs. She's working the bar. Let me go talk to her. I can be escorted up there if you want." And he said, "No, you can message her on Facebook." And I was like, "She's working. She's not going to answer back." And he said, "Doesn't matter." He's like, you're not allowed here."
Now, this was
And I
going
was banned.
into-
So I'm banned now from the Hooch and banned from Broadway Saloon.
Which
Just because
she
I
owns both.
used my freedom of speech and I supported a friend and I shared a post on Facebook.
Well,
So you're supporting a friend that got you banned from not one establishment, but two.
right.
And
But
it's
two.
really sickening to see that.
I mean, you didn't even go to the Hooch, you went to the Broadway Saloon, which is also owned by Stephanie.
Right, you would think that, if you're being investigated for discrimination, you would try everything you do to make yourself seem like a good person in the middle of this investigation. But if anything, they're giving us even more to work with and making themselves look even worse.
It's
just,
retaliation.
it's ironic.
That's what it is. They're retaliating against me. If you had a legitimate reason for me not to be banned or for me to be banned from the bars or from the Hooch or from Broadway Saloon because, I started a fight or I put myself in danger or put other people in danger. Okay. But because of a social media issue that happened at another one of your establishments, I can't even go to the Broadway Saloon, because that's why I didn't even attempt to go to the Hooch. One, because I'm not giving them any more of my money because of what happens there. But I've never had issues at Broadway Saloons where I thought, all right, I'll go there because it's new. It shouldn't be an issue. No,
But at that point, before you went there last night, did you know it was owned by Stephanie before you went there last night?
I did.
We're told.
I did. Yes.
Okay, that's all we need to know.
Well,
I still think it's very sickening that just because you shared a post and you're protecting and fighting with one of your good friends
you know,
being discriminated against, that
there's so
you
much
got
that's going
banned.
into this, but, I mean, it's sickening in a lot of ways. I'm sorry that you're having to deal with this. I mean, I think I see the whole problem. One, well, Stephanie condones it, even though she said in her report that she knows they would never do anything like this. She supports her chief of security.
I
What
have to tell you this. So the night that Lexi was assaulted, after Lexi left, because we all drove back to my house and Lexi got out of her car and I was drinking, so I was not completely aware of what exactly happened. And she left. I was in the car with my roommate and my roommate called Stephanie to find out what happened. And she was on the phone with Stephanie and with Josh, and they all were laughing hysterically and making a joke about Lexi's incident. And that's how I first found out that she banned Lexi because of this assault.
The friend that was your roommate, or whoever you ride with.
Oh, my roommate? Well,
Yeah.
my ex-roommate?
Well, no, who called? The person.
My roommate had called Stephanie and Josh.
Wow.
All right.
And they were sitting there
They
laughing.
just laughing hysterically, talking about that she walked out on a $90-some tab, which I was like, that's, we all do that. Sometimes we get drunk and we walk out on our tabs. We leave our
I've
credit
done
cards
that.
at the bar.
No, they
It
have-
doesn't matter.
Do they not
It
have?
doesn't matter still.
I see, if I was almost assaulted, of course I would
You
try to
couldn't even
leave.
think.
I
Right.
had been drinking.
But you
You
did
failed
have
to
your
protect
tab, right?
me. So
And
mind
you
you,
went back and paid your tab. Because
mind you, I walked in the next morning as soon as they opened, waited for the door to open, and I went in and closed my tab.
because
I was aware.
At first I thought that's why you got banned, was because of the fact that you didn't pay your tab. which I thought was weird in itself. But then the next weekend, I went and talked to Marissa at the Hooch, and I said, I heard she didn't pay her tab, because I wanted to make sure, because if that was the case, I would pay for it, and then Lexi can pay me back. And she said, oh no, she came in the next day and paid off her tab. I was like, okay, so then what's the issue? Why are we having to deal with this? Why are people getting banned for no reason?
Right. And, bringing up the issue of forgetting to pay a tab, it's because maybe I was assaulted and your
Not
security guard did nothing about it. And I was also been drinking, so I needed to leave immediately.
And
And I was still to be protected.
I'll just say this real quick. I mean, I can see who you are, Chloe, in a lot of ways, because you're outspoken, and that's a wonderful thing. A lot of people hate that. They hate strong, like I said earlier, they hate strong women that have a voice and everything else. And there's a lot of people that work to stamp that out. They try to quash it by these stupid rules, or by sending you out, or by telling you stupid things like you brought this on yourself type things. It's ridiculous. It really is. I'm sorry that y'all are continuing having to deal with this in 2022. And Columbus is the second largest city in Georgia. And the fact that we still condone so many of these acts here in Columbus, it's still a good old boys town. It has been and will be for some time, until more people, we was talking the other day about a lot of people just want to move from here to something, a little bit bigger that accommodates their needs. And that's the sad part about Columbus. We lose too many good people because of idiots that are here. That's the reason. Number one, I like Columbus, but there's just too many idiots. As far as people that just act, archaic, or and just like it's not 1950s. I mean, our civilizations have a hard time differentiating between black and white. We're still in that battle today. God knows why. I don't know, because we just can't get over a person's color of skin. Now we can't get over if they're transgender or gay or what have you. And then women won't have power, won't have any kind of equal pay, equal rights, and all this other stuff. Oh, I've seen some people just turn red in the face when they hear about it, because they don't believe in that. They believe in the good old days, And I think that's what our last administration was all about, return to the good old days, and incited a lot of that built up rhetoric that people were holding in. We had political correctness for so long. Trump destroyed that. He said, no, fuck political correctness. You just do what you want to. And that's where you started seeing more people be more emboldened by their hateful comments and things. That's why we need non-discrimination ordinance on the books to protect people from just stupid falls out of their mouth. Because people think now they can just say whatever they want to, and there's no repercussions. And just like what's happened to you, there are no repercussions for these bouncers. Josh, John, and Zach. Stephanie, I mean, I know they're listening to these videos because obviously they're watching what's going on online. You really need to rethink what you're doing. You're putting a lot of people in danger. You're hurting young women from being who they are, I don't know what it is about the male ego. I mean, you're probably all young, and I get it. You go through some stuff, but think about others instead of yourselves whenever you do these things. Like the switch it method. Think how you would feel if you told a straight person this, whether a gay person is. Like just certain things. I'll show y'all later on about the switch it method. It's just a thought process, basically. Because they ask, I wonder if it's okay if I ask an LGBT person this. Well, would you ask a straight person that? Like about transitioning or hormones or all these things that people want to ask about are totally inappropriate, but they don't know that. And it's all about education. And that's exactly what we wanted to do from the get-go. We understood it was a problem. We wanted to go into the establishment and work with it. And that's why I told Stephanie, I said, you really need to contact me, because this is a serious issue. And it can grow and get worse, which is already doing, because they stopped with any kind of communication. Said my message was threatening. No, I'm just a very blunt person. I mean, if I see something's wrong, I'll tell you. I just like y'all, when you see something's wrong, obviously don't like that. That's just too much for them to handle. But we're all in this together, and we're more than willing to work. Like I said, in a lot of those things, at this time, we do not recommend the LGBTQ community to go to this establishment, because changes need to happen. Josh and his boys need to be disciplined or fired. I mean, you see the problem, you see where it's coming from. I mean, to continue to ignore it you're jeopardizing your business license and your relationship with the people of Columbus. I mean, you know, I don't know if Stephanie's from here or not. I hope she is. I mean, if she is, you know, I was born and raised here.
Right, and you know, it's unfair to the good people that do work there, because you know the whole staff that, you know, are not bad people. I know a few girls that are amazing people that work there. You know, this is bad for them too, because their business is in jeopardy. You know, it's because of these bouncers and the owner. The bouncers and these owners have, you know, caused all these instances and have ruined it for everybody.
A dress code needs to be posted. It needs to be stated. It can't just whatever you want to say this week to next week. That can lead into a lawsuit. There's so many things that are going on. There's no accountability. I mean, I thought my lawyer gave me that report. I'm not going to mention his name or nothing like that about this establishment. I was just in awe because there's actually been lawsuits here before, and he told me the whole report about, you know, no training. There's a lot of issues in this place, and that all reflects upon the management, the ownership. There needs to be some changes done. And like I said, we are more than willing to work with people. We are more than willing to forgive things. If you're willing to admit you've done wrong. A lot of people can't get past that point. I did wrong. I'm sorry. They won't make that apology. I don't know why. I mean, it's what you do. I mean, when I was in management, I mean, it didn't matter what the problem was. You just kissed their ass and made it right. And that's how they keep coming back and bringing more people to your business. You know, I know nightclubs might be a little bit different, but at the same time, though, look at your money. How much these people bringing in every week? What are they doing? I mean, it doesn't mean it condones if they act irregular or getting there and act like a fool. No, you get onto them. You also have to get onto your staff because these actions are liable. Every one of them has been mentioned here today. I mean,
you have to separate that you have personal views about the LGBTQ community. That's fine. That's your personal business. But you don't combine the two of your personal views and your business. You don't. Because once you step into the facility, that's, you know, you're in business mode now.
Your business is your livelihood. And I would hope that they would realize what is about to happen. This is not only just
right. No, it wouldn't have to get to this point. They would have done something about it sooner. And all they've done is ignore you, me, Jessica, and the whole Colgay organization. They've ignored everybody.
The whole community.
They did not take it seriously.
Well, I mean, they don't take us serious. I mean, they're what they call so-called activists. Well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, we've been to the Capitol. We fought many legislations from passing. It also helped that Georgia is also the movie state now, and all these people were threatening to leave if they pass certain legislation. That, you know, money talks. And that's what changes mindsets. It wasn't our pleas at the Capitol. I'll tell you that now. I mean, they hurt us, but at the same time, though, when Coca-Cola threatens to leave and Delta wants to pull out, and all these other people, because you want to pass unfair laws like Florida did with you can't say gay in the classroom. Oh my God!
Don't get me started on that.
Hold on to the past. We want to continue to hold on to the past. But, you know, if we could just let go of the past and keep moving forward, we'd be a much better society for everyone. But thank you, ladies, for sharing this with me and everything. Please, anybody out there, if you have been harassed, if you've had any of these similar incidences like this, you like to go on the record with us. This is all going to Lambda Legal, one of the #1 firms in the country representing LGBTQ citizens against discrimination and all kind, a variety of things. I mean, they're excellent lawyers. They really are. They've got a great staff, and we have an office right here in Atlanta. We're working with them because this is not going to go just silently into the night. I've already talked to Georgia Equality. These people mean business, and I hope Stephanie and everybody out there, you listen to this because it can get better. And but it's going to take cooperation. It's also going to take ownership, making sure that you admit when you did wrong and do something about it. Just sweeping it under the rug. I mean, that rug's getting mighty full up underneath there, and what it's going to do is cause somebody to trip over it so much. So please think about your actions. And we're always here. You can always reach out to me anytime. And like I said, we're still going to.
I'm always open as well. You can message me anytime. If someone is out there and they want to speak up, please message Colgay Pride. I'm always checking the page. You can even message me directly through my page, Monica Starr. I know my Facebook name does not
And somebody said that I don't remember ever making them a we serve all establishment unless there was something.
I've seen one on there. I don't know if it's on there still.
Well, it shouldn't be if it is. I mean, I would have ripped it off. But I'm serious. I mean, if you don't follow
I would have too.
guidelines, it's not a safe zone. The Hooch is not a safe zone. That's why we have put the thing out there, because people are harassed. People are not protected. I mean, you're targeting people. How are we targeting them? You're targeting by giving their truth to somebody. But it's none of your business, first of all, and it's none of that person's concern unless that's between them, those two individuals, two adult consenting individuals. And
I hope they understand how serious this matter is going to become if they don't reach out to us.
But I appreciate all of you out there for standing up for yourselves. Never stop doing that. Never stop being silent. Don't let them ever push you into a corner, and always be true to yourself. Be true to you in everything you do. Because I respect you both, and I thank you so much for your testimony. Okay. And I'll stop this one right there.